Now, let's get into the world map. Let's say this is the world map. And today we will have two contestants which are invisible onto the board map. So how about we get started? Now, let's see. According to this map, it has a lot of ocean in it than more land. If we all put them all together around this square, then we'd find out that it would exactly take infinite square miles, because this is a pretty non-scale map. But there is still a lot that we can figure out. As if this is a square area, we'll be able to be counted by Lego blocks. We'll be able to count it with loads and loads and loads and loads of blocks themselves. So this is where all these panels come in handy. And our two contestants, which will be only here on the imaginary board, a stormtrooper versus a helpless firefighter, but has a secret weapon, the knowledge of the world with his little visor. So how about we get started on this episode already? Now, let's start with a few easy questions for both of them. How would you survive in the ocean? Well, there are loads of answers you can actually do. Usually when you're in the ocean, you just need fresh water. But if you are on land, then it's actually much easier to survive on land. Firstly, you will need to dig a hole. First, get fresh water, some salt water, fill it in 5 small containers, and then put it around a large container in the hole. Put all these in the middle of the hole, and then put a plastic wrap around the hole, or something that is movable, portable, and also see-throughable, transparent, and place it on over the hole, so that with some stones, and then put a big stone in the middle of it, so that the plastic wrap will bend. Ready? Well, now that the solar energy will evaporate that seawater, and then boom, it'll come out into nice fresh water. And so that's about how it works. And now that you got your stuff, it's time now to get some food. Let's say they are both on this island. They're both on this island. He is a great fisherman, so he catches some fish for food. Yummy. And he has the power of mind control, so he mind controls fish out of the water and onto the floor. Boom, boom, boom. Yippee! And now they both got food. They're on the same level. And now they also got water. Boom. And now for the final challenge, they need to find some shelter. The easiest way to make a shelter is to lean some kind of large stick onto a large tree, for example, and then place a few small sticks around it and cover it all with some banana leaves. His shelter is this, and his shelter is this. And now they're both sleeping. And now you survived into your first day. Now it's time to get ready for the second day. On the second day, you have to make an SOS sign. And they got up, and they are now starting to create their SOS signs. And their SOS signs are really simple, by the way. Just large, visible orange blocks that are visible on top, on the sky. These are their SOS blocks. And now they're just gonna wait for help. Luckily, Invisible Man has come to their help. Hello. Hey, who said that? Invisible Man? Where are you guys? And they both teleported all the way back to their homes, leaving your stuff back there on the island. So this is how a good representation of some kind of island survival can be. But since we already talked about islands, let's get into oceans more. There are 5 oceans inside the world. The 5 oceans are the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, the Southern Ocean, and the Indian Ocean. And they are all connected by salt water. If you travel into the Atlantic Ocean and you get to the edge of the Atlantic Ocean, well, you can get either to the Arctic Ocean or the Southern Ocean or the Pacific Ocean itself. Once you get to the Pacific, you can get to the Indian Ocean. And once you're in the Indian, you can go back to the Pacific and get to the Southern Ocean or back to the Atlantic Ocean. Or you can go to the Arctic Ocean itself. Now, a nickname for the Southern Ocean is the Antarctic Ocean because it surrounds Antarctica completely. Antarctica is like an island, except it's too big to be classified as an island, so they call it a continent, the ice continent. So this is where oceans kind of get a bit confusing. Now, what is the difference between oceans and seas? Well, the difference between oceans and seas is that seas are practically smaller than an area than oceans. And why are seas so salty? Well, seas are salty because of the rainwater is slightly acidic in nature, but it's not acidic enough to harm us, but when it touches rocks, it erodes it and gets two minerals, sodium and chloride, where when they mix, they create salts. Yeah. And that is why the sea is salty. A regular sea gets a bit of salt exported out by other rivers. But the Dead Sea is the saltiest sea in the world, an ocean in the world, because, well, there's no river to get the salt out. So that's why it's salty. But the good thing is, the more salt, the more buoyant you become. These are some few facts about seas and oceans. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, click the bell button so you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. Click either of these two videos so you'll watch them, and I'll see you in the next episode. Out. Peace.